expert. You may have noticed in the newspaper in the last couple of weeks there was an article that Atlantic County is the #1 area of foreclosures in the whole country. #1 foreclosures in the first quarter of 2015 and in the last quarter of 2014. So we want to be able to provide some education for our friends and neighbors that are maybe facing foreclosure right now. And Jim's graciously come in to meet with us today. So,
yeah. Thank you, Jim.
A question that a lot of people may be wondering if they're just maybe got served with those foreclosure papers, they're behind in their mortgage, and that can be a very scary, frightening thing. Yeah. And I find a lot of people don't know what to do when that happens. So can you tell us what do you do when you get served those foreclosure papers?
Well, first of all, take a deep breath and realize that it's not a club that anybody wants to be part of, but it's one that is a lot of good people or hardworking people who just find themselves in this position. Find that people that are in that situation, they're anxious, they're scared, and they have a tendency to take those papers and throw them at the back of the drawer. 1 in 113 families in the county right now get those papers, meaning that they're 90 days late.
Right.
And then there's also, I would say, 2 to 3 times that many, honestly, that are on what I call the seesaw, that are 0 to 90 days late. They're using tax returns and unemployment checks and gifts and college funds and anything they have to stay in their home as part of the American dream. So what happens is when you get those documents and you get served with the papers that you're 90 days late and your lender is beginning the foreclosure process, the first thing you need to do, obviously, is read them. You may need to call an attorney and sit down and talk to them about those papers and what they mean, if there's any defects or there's anything in the papers that's not correct. So those things can be addressed at the beginning. Judges are a lot more likely to be lenient or to be persuaded by your argument early in the process rather than waiting to the very end and the 11th hour. So, I do what's a $250 initial consultation with people. It's a one-time thing. It's an hour, and there's no strings attached after that. Beware of, there are people that buy these lists that show, because it's public record that you've received these documents, that you're being sued for this. And you're going to get letters from attorneys and not attorneys and paralegals and rodeo clowns and everybody else who's going to say, give us $500 to $1,000 a month and we'll keep you in your house. The reality of it is that nobody can keep you in your house long term. If you're not paying your mortgage, the bank has a right at some point in the process to take your house back in a sheriff's sale. And the reality of that is something that's lost on people sometimes. So please don't throw bad money to people that are really unscrupulous or really can't help you with your problem. So you get those documents and you read them, and you're going to see in there a mortgage foreclosure mediation worksheet and instructions. Whether you hire an attorney or not, look at what the benefits are of that. And the benefits, Matt, are that these people can have the state court look at their situation. They're going to provide some documentation. There's a worksheet that shows what your financials are right now, and you're also going to need to provide some other documents that the court requires. But it puts you into a situation where there's a mediator who's going to look at your situation with the bank and see whether you qualify for a modification rather than losing your house if you want to stay there. Whether you want to stay or not, or whether you think you want to stay or not, I would say, again, it's better to go ahead and fill out those and respond to the court and let them know that you're interested and that you're engaged. At the very least, it gets you down the road and gets you thinking about what you need to do with this. Keeps it at the front of your mind and lets the court know that you're not a person that's just going to ignore court documents. The second thing that you need to do is you need to come and sit and talk to a realtor. You need to talk about listing that house, because one of the main ways and chief ways that you avoid a sheriff's sale, which is the end of that process, is that you get the house. You can do a short sale or find some other workout agreement with the bank, but don't wait 6 months, 9 months, a year after you're served those documents, because again, the further you get into it, the clock has a tendency to run out on people. If anybody has any questions about, that the clock can run out on you, the Monday paper, Atlantic City Press, if you pick that up, is thick like it used to be when we were kids, but unfortunately it's not news that's in there. It's sheriff's sales, and every one of those people is somebody that Maybe they still would have been a sheriff's sale, but I believe they could have been assisted by good legal advice and also a realtor to let them know what their options are. There may be an opportunity, it may just come down to the end of the day where you're going to lose your house in a sheriff's sale, and that's the way it's going to end. But at least people would have the peace of mind to know that they have done everything they possibly could in order to save their house or to put themselves in a better financial position. So the process begins with that 90-day notice, and then at some point you will see the bank going ahead and through their attorneys working towards a notice of foreclosure and requesting that the sheriff's sale be held and those kinds of things. People always ask me, how long does it take? And nobody can predict. In every county, one judge has been set. In Atlantic County, it's Judge Batten, one of our senior presiding judges. And in most counties, it is the senior presiding judge for the vicinage. And that person controls it. And it just depends on how many files they have. So it's not the kind of thing, you don't want to play a game with this in the sense of trying to wait out the clock or squeeze a couple months here. The people that act quick are the ones that are always going to end up in the best shape.
Okay, great. So your advice is to move quickly.
Have to be proactive.
Be proactive.
Yeah, we want people to hit the reset button. We want people to be able to get to a place, and we believe that short sales, as I look at the situation, on a scale of 1 to 10, a foreclosure being 10 in terms of negative impact, 0 would be in that situation. Somehow you hit the lottery or you have enough money where you pay off your mortgage and you're square. A short sale is roughly in the range of a 3 to 5 in negative impact. And what it does is it brings buyers back to the market sooner, hopefully while prices are still low. One of the benefits, sadly, of this market is, in the depressed market, is that people that are doing short sale today, they potentially could be buying a house in 2 or 3 years, and we could be helping them do that, and the prices still would not have skyrocketed back up to that level. People that want to be homeowners, our job through this whole process and what we love to do and what we work on every day is help people that want to be homeowners. And just because you've lost this house or it didn't work out, something happened here, doesn't mean that door is closed forever. We want to help you get to a place where you can get back into owning your own home. And it is possible. May not seem that way right now, but I'm going to tell you that there are steps we can help you with.
Yeah, thank you, Jim. Appreciate your time. And what we have put together is a report. It's called On the Edge of Losing Your Home. This is going to cover 10 options for homeowners when they're facing foreclosure, 10 options to either keep the home or to, like we said, hit the reset button to minimize the long-term financial effects of a foreclosure. And so I'd like to share this with you. You can contact me on my website or Jim on his website for more information. And again, we'll be happy to send the report to you. We're here to help. And again, any questions that you have, let us know. Thank you.
Thank you.